I'm GNT and I'm going to take you through the street fighting stance and some variations of it. The fighting stance is your safe place and where you should feel most protected. It is essential in any fight. If you don't have one, then it's not likely to end well for you. Okay, so before we break the fighting stance down, we need to work out which is our dominant side. That would be the one you throw with, right with, so on. When you have, I want you to space your legs just a little more than a shoulder width and take your dominant side behind. Now how far depends on what you consider to be your primary weapons. If it's your hands, then your stance will be longer to root and get more power from the ground. Just make sure it's not too long, otherwise you won't be able to move efficiently, meaning you will be slower attacking, moving out the way of attacks, and more vulnerable to leg kicks. If you are going to use your legs too, which I recommend, then you want a tighter stance so you can transfer your weight and lift your legs to kick or block more swiftly. Now let's work through your fighting stance from the bottom up. The body weight distribution on each leg is 50-50 and the majority of pressure should be on the balls of your feet for better mobility. Also, being on the balls of your feet will help create more power and you will be able to pivot on them to hit quickly. If you are flat-footed, you won't be able to move efficiently, you'll feel stuck and have less power in your techniques. Legs are slightly bent so we can protect our knee joint and push into the ground to move swiftly. If legs are straight, it will mean slower movement as we have to bend before moving or use weaker muscles like the abductors and adductors instead. Also, the knee is more vulnerable to damage. With legs bent, we use bigger, stronger muscles like the glutes and quads. Don't bend your legs too low though, or you will fatigue your legs and limit your motion. The front knee is turned in slightly to protect your groin and center line. The back leg's knee should be pointing forwards, ready to launch that knockout backhand when an opportunity presents itself. The hips and torso are turned in slightly to limit surface area as you will be a big target when you are square. This will increase your chances of your opponent scuffing and deflecting off you when getting hit with a technique. Whereas being square means you have more surface area and will absorb more of the technique when getting caught in vital areas like the solar plexus, which can wind you. That being said, some square more to protect against takedowns or to close distance on a taller opponent. So if that's your choice, then adapt your hand positioning or movement. Back is arched slightly with shoulders shrugged and chin down to reduce pressure taken into the head and neck if an attack lands to the head. Don't lean forwards or backwards too much, keep your body in the centre of your stance so your centre of gravity is in the middle of your strong base. Elbows should be tucked in to protect your body. Elbows poking out will mean that techniques can easily fit into the centre line and to the ribs. Hand positioning will vary. At long range, I usually have my hands slightly below my eye level so I can use my peripheral vision. And at close range, my hands are in line with my eyebrows to protect my temple from hooks and elbows. There are many more choices for your hand position and guard as it's mainly down to preference, so I may focus on this more in another video. Don't rest your hands on your face or your opponent will hit your hands into your face. Lastly, keep chin down like I said earlier, but make sure you are looking forward at your opponent and never take your eyes off them as you can't defend what you can't see. Keep your hands relaxed to move swiftly. Tension reduces speed of movement and should only be present at the point of impact. If you fatigue easily bouncing on the balls of your feet, then you lose the ability to move swiftly in the direction you want to go, which is obviously not good for fighting. My advice is to practice skipping and shadow boxing to increase your muscular endurance. This concludes my tutorial on the street fighting stance, so check my channel for other tutorials and subscribe for future tutorials. Thank you.